All right, guys, let's break down the new side quest here. You can do all the difficulties, which is really nice. Also, there's this coin line side quest where you get extra points for using Clarity or House of Mirror Champions in the side quest. There actually is rank rewards for this one. Nothing too crazy. You get some profile picks if you finish in the top 1 to 5%. But the main rewards are more Mysterium, lots of it, so make sure you check your Mysterium before, and there's a Magnetron crystal at the end. Also, you get 10 new Magnetron crystals that have refreshed, so you can pick up a lot today or yesterday when it dropped. And we're going to go in to threat level 5 and run through all 3 paths. The first one on the right hand side, this one has a bit of prowess. There's aggression prowess on it, nothing too crazy. Obviously, if you let them get too many prowess, then it's going to do, then you'll take a lot of damage on the specials. I'm going to speed through these fights here, so there's nothing really that crazy on this fight. And then I'll show you there's maybe a little bit more nuanced node on the boss, and I'll show you a couple ways on how to do that. So I'm just going to let the music play for these first 3 fights, then we'll see again at the boss, and then we'll do the same thing for path 2 and 3. We'll give you all the fights for threat level 5. There are some nice little rewards at the end with some 7-star shards, some Titan shards, and I believe even some tier 4 alpha, which is even a little bit is nice. So you can see how easy that first one was there with Viv. Now I'm going to let the music play out, and we'll meet again at the boss. All right, here's the Sabertooth boss. There are a couple interesting nodes on this one. One is there's aggressive regen. There is also sharpened claws, so if you hit his block or parry, you're going to take bleeds. There's also physical burst reflect, which is physical damage effects are reflected back onto you. I did not encounter that at all. And he's going to cycle between hitting his block is going to put shocks on you versus being unblockable altogether. So here I did parry, and you can see I took a little bit of damage with the bleeds. They're not huge bleeds, but ideally what you want to do is you want to intercept, push him to 1 bar of power, and then continuously bait his special 1, and then attack back in and push him back to 1 bar of power, rinse and repeat, and you're going to be fine. He does get a bit of regen, but if you're using one of your stronger champions, you're going to be able to power through it. It also has a node that if you have a robot champion that would have been bled, instead is going to take shocks instead if they're bleed immune. So it makes you think that you can't bring in a robot. I am going to bring in Viv and show you how we can completely Viv this Sabertooth, because she can phase instead of parry, so she doesn't even take any of those bleeds, so they don't get converted into shocks, and she will absolutely nuke him down. But Chavez does a great job here anyways, and we're going to throw a big special too, and that is it. So now we're going to we get our rewards, and we're going to go on to the second path. So you can see here we get a little bit of tier 4 alpha, some 7-star shards, and some tier 6 class catalysts. So the middle path here has empowered immunity and standing immunity. The main thing here is they're going to be debuff immune, and as long as you knock them down, that debuff immunity goes away, and then as long as you keep hitting them, they'll stay debuff. The debuff immunity will stay away, and you can put on debuffs the rest of the fight. But if you give them a debuff, they're going to gain power until you knock them down. So here I'm just going to, again, I did fast forward through these fights because they're really nothing too exciting here. But once he throws a special and I knock him down, then the debuff immunity goes away. So then I'm free to parry if I want, or as long as I keep hitting that light blue circle keeps refreshing, means I can now put on debuffs. And he does have a counter charge. You cannot hit into his block. That's the other main thing, the counter charge. If you hit into his block, he is going to counter punch you. So counter punch there is the other main thing that you want to look out for. And so you want to be baiting specials or intercepting, or let him hit into you and bait a heavy. I actually try to do this, I think, with Nebula, and I try to bait her heavy and counter with mine, and I did completely screw it up. But then we work our way back, and we end up being just fine. But I took a heavy to the face. I think that's what it was. So instead, I go ahead, just bait a heavy, then build to special 1, knock down, and I can bait specials. But you can see there, if you hit into the block, you are going to trigger an unstoppable, and they're going to hit you. So you have to be careful there. So bait a heavy at the beginning instead of hitting into the block in order to get your openings right away if you're not super comfortable with going for an intercept. Or again, you can parry once to give them a little bit of power, which again, your first parry is not going to stick because they're going to be debuff immune. So you're going to have to, get them, you have to knock them down in order to be able to start parrying consistently. So I'm going to let the rest of these fights play out, but this was probably the most confusing one out of all of them, but really it's not that bad. All right, we're at the Sabertooth boss a second time, and here this time with Viv, who, even though there's the node that kind of disincentivizes using robots, here we're going to go ahead and we can phase through his attacks instead, so we don't take any of the bleeds, and because we don't take a bleed, we don't take a shock. And I'm just going to do my usual things where I can passively heal block him with medium ending combos. We get off a big special 2. We get the full 5 times solar burst here. Now we just got to get to 1 bar of power and bait out his special 1, get to a bar of power, and we can go ahead and use our unblockable specials. That's 1. We'll use another. And 1 more. And absolutely nuked. So Viv crushes it on the Sabertooth boss. Now we're on to the third and final path, the left one. This one has Beat the Buzzer. Basically, you both are gaining a lot of power, and you need to throw a lot of specials. If you wait too long, every time there's a little timer that comes up below, below your attacker, and you have to throw. You just have to keep throwing specials, or else you're going to take a bunch of burst damage. So just be liberal with throwing as many specials as you can. Really, nothing else too exciting about it. And then I think I did another option for the boss, but we're going to let the rest of the video play out. We'll let the music play out. You can watch the rest of these fights if you want. Remember, you can go back in and do all 5 of the versions of the side quest. There are no entry tickets this month, so no shenanigans with waiting every month for entry tickets. You can go through and do all of the paths this week right away. Nothing else to worry about for it. And again, if you want to go ahead and use like Clarity or House of Mirror Champions, that will just help you get more points towards that, the objectives there in the, or like the milestones for that extra rewards for that Mysterium. You'll get it very quickly. And again, always check your Mysterium before you claim it and use it so you don't go over the cap. So that's always the reminder for it. There's lots of Magnetron crystals to pick up from the side quest, from the side quest here. We've got the Trader's Outpost, and also there are new Saga incursions where you can get some in there as well. So look out for those. And hope you're enjoying the new content. Lots of big stuff out there. The X Magica Alliance War Showcase videos. I've already posted what I used for the right side and left side for some of my options between the different accounts. I'm sure there are tons of different options out there. I've seen some guys nuking the fights down, putting on some big boosts and just going ham and getting it done really fast. So it seems like a lot of fun this month with lots of new content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.